Ms. Transformers 96 here with another review. This time it is a review of the Batman Arkham Asylum Batman vs. Bane 2-pack. This is just my review of Bane. I do have Batman and I will review Batman, I wanted it to just be a little easier for people because I'm sure most people that are watching this don't care about Batman, they just want to hear about Bane. So that's why I'm doing this. But I still will review Batman for anybody that wants to know about the Batman that comes in this pack. I will still do that. But yeah. So as you can see, here's the package. It's huge on the side. Got some great pictures of the figures themselves, Batman and Bane. And then on the back, of course, you get the little squares there. And it's got a, I think there's nothing really too special in that bio. And then you've got the other two packs that are coming out with Sickle and the Penguin, and Mr. Hammer and Harley Quinn. Under here it says in stores now. Don't be fooled. It's not. They won't be out until November, December. So, and it's almost November though, so you can start getting excited. But they won't be out for a little bit. This pack, if I'm not mistaken, retails for $60 or so. Yeah, I think 60. And then these packs retail for I think it is 40 each. And then you get some more just broader pictures of the characters. Well, still, I really like that. Leave that just like that, maybe just like that. Okay, we'll see. Alright, so here is Bane. This is one awesome character. I'm so glad that they gave you this figure. Oh, one more thing. Arkham Origins, of course, it's out. I have watched a walkthrough of the entire game. I will not talk about the game until the end. And I'm not going to do a review of like Arkham Origins or anything at the end of this. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Arkham Origins and what it has to do with Bane. So, no spoilers until I announce it at the end of this review. But yeah, so when I saw this guy go on pre-order, I remember the day. I was so excited because, you know, Mr. Hammer and Sickle went on pre-order, and they looked really cool, and I was excited for them. But when I saw this, I was like, yes, because they already had a Bane. The first edition Bane came out in Series 2 of Arkham Asylum, which is the first video game, and I did get that figure. Really liked it. I have a review. You can go check it out. But it ended up breaking. Unfortunately, it fell off of a shelf, and the tubes on the back broke, and then his waist was just extremely loose after that and stuff. So I ended up getting rid of it, and now I have a proper Bane for my collection. And I have to say, from owning the other one, this is definitely the superior Bane. I don't think anybody can argue that. Because of course the number one flaw of the original Bane was his bent knees, and this one does not have that. So let's go over the figure. So as you can see here, just like the face and the body and everything is just fantastic. He is completely ripped, and just the painting is wonderful. I love the face painting. Other than there's just this one little spot, like right there on his head, that I think can be painted a little better, but nothing too bad. He's got big blue eyes. You know, his mouth is frowning, but he's not like yelling or anything. He's quite a calm Bane here, which is kind of interesting to see. His neck, I love the veins everywhere. Looks so cool, so realistic, and I love the way that the tubes are like, you know, implanted in his skin. You can see like the rips of skin, almost like they're popping out of his skin, which just looks so cool. I mean, if you just like take a close look at this guy, he is so bulky, it's just gross, but it's really fantastic. There's just like a little green mark there. I don't know what that's about, so yeah, but overall, I absolutely love it. Look at that. So cool, very neat. And I love the kind of like the collar piece. And then it's got like leather straps that wrap around it. The straps do have some skin tone painting on them. Not a big problem though. And then you get this large backpack, and of course all the Venom tanks and everything, and all the tubes. The tubes are a lot more pliable than the original Bane's tubes that he comes with, and of course they're red. While the original one was green. I think green's more accurate, but I think red just looks nicer. It goes with his skin tone more, which just makes it kind of flow. And I think it just looks sick, so I really do love it. But yeah, these are really, really pliable, which is nice, and doesn't really hinder articulation. Then you have these huge gauntlets, which I think look awesome. Really do love these. And the fingernails. The fingernails are painted really well. Let's try to get you a close look. right there. As you can see, the fingernails are painted really well, pretty gross, but really well painted and everything. Look at that. Very cool. These hands just look menacing. Ugh. But really awesome. And I love the orange pants because, of course, he's in Arkham, which is almost like a prison. It's more of an insane asylum. But yeah, so I really do like this. And then as you go down, it gets dirtier. Like he's been going through, you know, dirt and stuff like that. And then when you get down to his feet are just like kind of covered in dirt. And just really cool. Absolutely love it. When you get to this hand, the fist, there is also these tubes which are attached to the gauntlet, but still doesn't hinder articulation very much, if at all, which is nice. So yeah, so to go over articulation, it's actually really good. The points of articulation that he has is fantastic. He's got a ball jointed head, so he can look up and down a little bit and side to side a little bit, and then of course turn his head. And he does have 2 hoses in the back of his head, but that does not hinder him very much. He's got ball hinged shoulders, which can go out and forward, but they're pretty tight. And then swivel biceps. This bicep on mine is quite loose, as you can see, which is a shame. Unfortunately, it was pretty tight, so I had to really kind of pull on it to get it to kind of like, you know, kind of almost like break. You know, not actually breaking it, but like breaking the hard part. And so then to get it to actually move. So it is a little loose now, but not a big deal. He's got hinge elbows, which are nice, and ball jointed wrists, which are great. And over here, as you can see, the hoses are very pliable, so they can be moved easily. The waist is on a swivel. You've got ball jointed thighs with a thigh swivel, hinge knees, and ball jointed ankles, which is great, so that you can have kind of wide stance type of stances and still have him flat on the ground, which is very nice. So like I said, the bicep on mine was pretty tight that I had to kind of pull on, and on Toys 210's, his bicep swivel, or sorry, the thigh swivels on his were really tight. He had to really pull on his. For me though, the biceps or the thighs on my Bane figure didn't have any problem like that. So there might be just some joints that are kind of stuck when you get it out of package, and you have to use a bit of force to persuade them to loosen, I guess you can say. But overall, this is just a sick looking Bane. That's what you have to look at, and it's just fantastic. Let's do some size comparison. Alright, so here's the size comparison. I wanted to show him with like the Titan Joker and stuff, but I really just wanted my stuff, you know, arranged the way it was, so I decided why not just do the size comparison while everything's on the shelf. So yeah, so as you can see, of course you can see Bane. He is quite tall. He's definitely taller than all the regular figures by a few inches, but he's not super tall, but of course he is massive as far as bulk. Because, you know, he's not that much taller than, you know, Mr. Freeze, but he is taller than Mr. Freeze, but he's not that much taller than Mr. Freeze. But he certainly makes up for it for some massive bulk, which is just great. And he is quite a bit shorter than the Titan Joker. But at the same time, like his muscles, they look about the same size. At least his bicep looks like about the same size as the Titan Joker and stuff like that. So yeah, so there's the size comparison, and overall a huge figure bulk-wise, and as far as tall, he is definitely tall, but he's not like, he's not Titan Joker tall. So overall, this Bane is just quite a beast. Really neat, really just exaggerated in his size, which is fantastic, but still, you know, it's very accurate to the game. I really just love the way this Bane looks. Plus you get Batman with it for $60 if you get it for full retail price. $60 is not bad. Batman, you know, would cost $20, although I'm sure a lot of people don't really necessarily want Batman because they probably have other versions of him, but Batman by himself would probably be $20, and so you're basically paying $40 for this Bane, you know, which is a great price. I mean, considering Killer Croc and Mr. Freeze were $40, this guy would definitely would be considered to be a $40 figure. So basically, you're getting a great value. The only thing is, Batman you probably would have not bought for $20, for most of you at least. So yeah, but overall, I think it's a great value. Even if you didn't get anybody with it, $60 would be a little overpriced just for Bane, but it would still be worth it. So getting Bane and a Batman Batman, even if you're not really liking Batman, it's still totally worth it and highly recommended. Now, guys, I'm going to talk about spoilers for Arkham Origins. So if you don't want to know, you haven't played the game, you haven't watched the walkthrough, don't watch this. If you have, or you just don't care, feel free to continue. So yeah, in Arkham Origins, of course, Bane does not look like this. He's still very tough and, you know, big, but he's more of a normal-sized human, and he's very much like the movie Bane. I think that they took some influence from that, because in the beginning of the game he wears like almost like a trench coat type of thing, you know, like from the waist up he's in this kind of like heavy, you know, raincoat type of thing, which is very much like what Bane wore in the Dark Knight Rises movie a few times. So it really screamed movie Bane to me. He was quite intelligent. Well, I think that this Bane was pretty intelligent, at least in Arkham City, because I did watch a part where he spoke, you know, naturally and stuff. But I think that the Arkham Origins Bane was more intelligent and stuff. And of course, he found out the whereabouts, or he's found out the true identity of Batman, which is cool. Bane was pretty much the big fight at the end of this movie. At the end of this game. Yeah, Bane, of course, at the end, you know, injects himself with some more venom and becomes like a super huge Bane, a lot like this, but of course with different pants on, and he wasn't wearing that signature mask, which is really neat. I think it's the first time that we've ever seen Bane without the mask on in the game, which is really cool, and I really hope that they can give us that figure, give us that character into a figure, because I mean, they could really reuse a lot of these parts. I mean, they just have to resculpt the arms right here, and you know, of course, the tubes. I'd have to look again at, you know, exactly how that Bane was, but they could reuse a lot of pieces from this, but give us like Arkham Origins and Battle Bane. I'd love to have that, although they haven't made Clayface yet, and I'm still hoping that they'd make Clayface before this, that Bane. It would be awesome to get that Bane. But anyway, that's pretty much how you see him get all huge and ripped, and that was really neat. I knew that they're gonna have to do an end boss, and it's gonna have to be somebody huge, because that's just the trend that they had in the last two games. The first one, of course, was the Titan Joker. The second one was, spoiler, although I've kind of already spoiled it, Clayface, and now this was I thought it would be Bane, and I was hoping that he would kind of inject himself and turn him into this type of thing, which is exactly what happened. The game is predictable in some parts for sure, but I overall think the game was awesome. So yeah, really did love Bane's portrayal in the game, and I can't wait to get the Arkham Origins Bane that's coming out, and I hope they make a second one. So there you go, that's my review of the Arkham Asylum Batman vs. Bane, but just Bane figure. Thanks for watching.